Hello, hello. What's up? What's up? It is a new day, it is a new week, and it's time to get social. My name is Kayvana, and welcome to the Introverts Social Hour. Hello, hello. Welcome to the Introverts Social Hour. Today, we're just going into like a little musical deep dive. We're gonna be just talking about Into the Woods. And if you're wondering why Into the Woods, well, you know what? I brought my friend Chris, and Chris is a fan. So we're digging in deep. Welcome,
Yeah.
Chris.
Peace and love, everyone, and absolutely love Into the Woods. Steven Sondheim, amazing.
Yes. It's for me, so and then we also have like a quick experience. We were just talking about this, but a quick
Yeah,
experience for Into the Woods. And that's why I was like, well, this is perfect. Because I asked Chris, I
yeah.
was like, well, what musical would you want to talk about? Like you feel like you know well.
Mhm.
And Chris was like, Into the Woods, and I was like, you know what, this makes sense. Because
Yep.
um I don't know if this was my first time watching the movie, but we
Uh-huh.
watched them. It was a group of us in college.
Yes.
We were
Mhm.
all orientation leaders, so like we were
Yeah.
there for the summer. Residence halls were pretty quiet. It was just a group of us.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason we all just like grouped up in a big like resident assistant room.
Uh-huh.
House advisors for us, but resident assistant for other peeps. And
Mhm.
we just watched Into the Woods.
Yeah. I forgot what was the why. I think, like,
Yeah.
I I wanna say it's because, like, maybe there was a circulating joke or, like, I don't know if I quoted the movie a lot or I have no idea, but it just became a big meme, and then we're like,
Yeah.
what if we watched it?" And so
Yeah. That's so
yeah.
funny because I was like, I'm looking at you like, how did we get there? And so I
Yeah.
just remember the whole summer we were just like, into the woods to grandmother's house,
Yeah.
to grandmother's house, just throughout the whole time.
Oh, because I think I was talking about, Little Red Riding Hood too, because in the movie, I was just like, I didn't like her
You were vibing.
character."
Hmm.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah,
like,
I actually, I don't know how we got to you saying that, but yes, now that you say that, I remember.
yeah, it was
And then
just
we were like, okay, well, let's see what Chris is talking about.
it was
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, it was a fun time. It was
It was.
fantastic.
It was. Solid time. So fun fact for you, I actually rewatched the movie today just to
Oh,
have a
yeah?
refresher.
Uh-huh. There you go.
Um, and like one thing I will say, Meryl Streep, fire,
Mhm. Mhm.
fire. And
Yeah.
some people have like, and I love Anna Kendrick as well.
Mhm.
Some people don't give her credit for like her musical style, but I feel like she's up
Mm.
there with everybody else. But I guess they don't really like give her as much of a chance in the like musical world. They
Yeah.
give her the musical movies, and they kind of don't push her out. But yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people that at least I've heard discuss about their dissatisfaction with her is more like the voice and how kind of like she has that
Mhm.
very particular, like,
Tone.
nasally. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that makes
Like that,
sense.
"Nah," and but I agree with you. I think she slayed. I think she did
Mhm.
amazing. I loved her
Yeah.
in it. It that I Uh-huh. Go ahead, what were you
Oh,
Oh,
and I was gonna say,
well
I was gonna say I loved it. Like for me, I always look back and be like, oh man, like she went from Twilight to
Mhm.
Pitch Perfect to like, I'm like, no, like she was there. I
Yeah,
appreciate
and
it.
plus she was in the last 5 years, I think,
That
right?
she was, yeah.
And
I don't
then
like that movie, but
Oh,
sorry.
stop. And then she's also, there was a video of her as a kid. I don't know what movie it was or like a TV show, but she sang,
Oh.
the Ladies Who Lunch from Company. So there's like a scene with
Mm.
her like pulling whoever was singing it off the stage, and she comes on and she's like, "Here's to the ladies who lunch," and then does it. And she does a
Yeah.
great job as a kid, and I was like, "Wow." So,
No,
anyways,
she's a
just a
musical
little fun
girly.
fact. Mhm.
Yeah, and also side note, the last 5 years sorry.
Oh, no.
I just wanna say,
Uh-huh.
I don't like the movie because of anybody specific, I just don't think I'm not a fan of the musical itself.
Yeah, I'm there with you a little bit.
Yeah, so no
There's a
shade to the
few
movie,
songs,
I'm pretty
but
sure it was wonderful for the last 5 years, Lovers,
uh-huh.
but it wasn't for me.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sorry, I realized I came out
Yeah.
strong.
No, no, you're
I was like,
good.
"Let me fix that."
So
Um,
it uh-huh.
so I was gonna actually say, so explain I kinda know already, but just so the audience knows, explain your experience with Into the Woods, like, whether you've seen it in movie well, you've seen it in movies, but,
Mhm.
your experience as well on stage with it.
Got it.
And if it
Yeah,
was a slime tutorial, that's perfectly fine.
that's good. Um, it's so funny because actually I watched the movie when it came out into theaters with my friend, Laura Lee, shout
Mhm.
out her, and, she took me along. I don't know if we were in a group or not, but I just remember she was there because I didn't really see any theaters or promotions. I think I was just oblivious
Mhm.
as a child, but I do know I was like, she was explaining to me because she was like, "You'll like it," and I'm like, "What is it?" And she's like, "Well, it's like a musical, and it's about these like what is it called, fairy tales, but they have like a little spin on them." And that's like all the
Mm.
context I really got before entering the theater. And I'm
So you
like,
went
"Oh,
into
actually,
chaos.
I don't even think I knew it was a musical. I straight up didn't know it was a musical.
Oh,
I just knew it had to do with like story, like characters that I already knew.
okay.
Cinderella, Jack, etc. And so I went in there, and then the opening number is so strong, and I was just like, "Ah!"
Mhm.
And I immediately fell in love because I love the opening song. Yeah, I
It is
love the
good.
14-minute prologue. I mean, it's a bop, and
They
so
did good.
yeah, immediately I was already engaged, and I think just that was my first experience to it, and I was like, "Wow, this is really good." I didn't even realize it was a movie adaptation of a musical. Um, so for the
Mm.
longest time until I wanna say, well, until probably college or something, and that's when I sort of like, put the pieces together, and I was like, "Oh, it's like a musical first,"
Mm.
and then later on, I found out that, Stephen Sondheim was behind the music and the lyrics and stuff, and I was
Creation,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, wow," and so I don't remember the timeline specifically, but just the, like, way that I sort of my love for Into the Woods grew, and so I remembered that, I would listen to some of the songs on the, soundtrack that I liked, and then I watched the bootleg of the original Broadway cast, and then I fell even more in love with it because there's a lot in the show or on the stage show that gets
Mhm.
left out in the movie, as does with a lot of musical adaptations,
Yeah.
and so
Mhm.
seeing all the different pieces, the different characters, and even some different songs, I was even more blown away and very intrigued, and just how the complexity of the story and the characters, and it's just beautiful in my opinion. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and then Mere Musical did it, and so I went to go see their production. Um,
Wait.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wait, was that
they
the year before we officially started?
that was the year.
Like
Ooh,
Triton Day, kinda like
oh, no, 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 that was I think that was, like, a few years ago. I think, like, I wanna say 2022 or something.
oh, like after we were gone. Okay, bet.
Yeah,
Because I was
after
like,
we're
"They
gone.
didn't do it while we
No,
were
no,
there, did
yeah.
they?" Okay.
But I went to go see it, and they did great. The Witch was
Okay.
incredible. Oh my gosh. I
Hey,
was like, "Damn." I was like, "She's going places, man."
shout out to
Uh,
her. That's
yeah,
awesome.
I forgot who it was, but, rip. But if you're listening, man. So yeah, what about yourself? What's your journey with Into the Woods?
For me, it was the movie first.
Uh-huh.
And I really do think that was the first time I watched it with y'all.
Oh, right,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah,
so
that's
I
right.
think that made like a fun experience, like more than like a bit different. That was also around the time too where I was still like figuring out like musicals and learning more about which ones I liked and stuff.
Mhm.
I agree with you 100%. The prologue is fire. It's
Yep.
fun. Um, I think then what happened after that? 2023, I was able to see it live when they brought it back, um, which was really cool. What I will say is I didn't like um their stage choices, like
Mm,
I feel like Into the Woods is such like a big piece you can play around with as far as like set design and stuff, and they didn't really take it.
okay.
But to be fair, they had a lot of big names, so maybe that's where the budget went.
There
I'm
you
not
go.
gonna hold that's probably what
Yeah.
happened. Um, but no, I liked it. I think for me after that, I mean, Agony is always a bop, but something
Mhm.
about Agony was so much more fun watching it live
Yeah,
and
uh-huh.
me getting to see it with oh my gosh, I can't think of the names right now, but who was playing it at that time? Gavin Creel was one of them, and I can't
Uh,
think of
mhm,
who played the other one. But yeah, no, they did a great job.
mhm,
And what else do I love? I've always loved Meryl Streep, so like I feel like she did a great job as the witch.
mhm.
Patina Miller
Ooh.
as the
Oh, yeah.
witch. Oh my goodness. Um, so when she does her "Children Will Listen,"
Mhm.
house down,
Oh
shaking
my
in the
gosh.
boots. It was so
Ooh.
good. Um, and being able to like we did Pippin.
Uh-huh,
Uh,
yes.
or,
Mhm.
partially
Well,
did Pippin.
yeah,
Um,
hey, we still got through it all, kind of.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so after, seeing pieces of what Patina did in Pippin, from
Mhm,
like just research and study of what we had to do when we were doing it in college,
mhm,
I was like, oh my gosh, like I get to see her do things live and like she really is like she just energy, energy, energy.
mhm.
That's powerhouse, like vocal. It was just great. Um and so I will say, so fun fact, I recently did a TikTok about like what do you think is a no skip musical? Like
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, yes,
and
yes,
some
uh-huh. Sorry.
yeah, some people
Uh-huh.
said Into the Woods. Now I want to know your answer
Oh,
before I tell you mine.
okay, for no skip musical or, what I feel about Into the Woods being a no skip musical?
Do you think it's a no skip musical?
Mm, okay. I'm trying to remember everything, all the
So
songs. I'm
I
like,
have some of the musical numbers, Broadway style, um, Cinderella. But so there's certain things I could be like I can't like
no,
tell you 100% what it is, but like
I would say in my opinion, I think it depends on which cast you're listening to. Whether you're listening to
interesting.
Bernadette Peters, right, Meryl Streep, Bettina Miller, they're all
Mhm.
fantastic as a witch. I think uh what you call it? I think I'm gonna say probably for me, I would say no skip.
Okay.
I can't again. From all the numbers I remember, I really like Sondheim in general, and I
Mhm.
love to sing along all the time, so I think
Mhm.
and his work is very challenging at times, and so I think just vocally, it's really fun to try to, sing along to the caliber of all the cast
Mhm.
albums and everything, so for me, I would
Hey.
say no skip. Um,
Okay. I
what are
like the
your
way
own
you approached
thoughts?
it from like a performer like
Yeah.
level, and so that makes
Mhm.
sense. For me, it's when I look at it, I'm like, okay, like even things like Your Fault.
Mhm.
It's pretty fun. No, it's
Oh,
your
yeah,
fault. Like
yes,
that's fun. Like the
I sing that
bounce
all the
back and
time at
forth.
work.
That's a perfect work song. That makes
Yeah,
sense. um,
literally.
like things like Giants in the Sky, things like that.
Mm.
There's other songs that I'm looking at the title and I can't think of necessarily. I won't say, if I will say there's never been a choice where I've purposely like listened to In the Woods by
Mhm.
itself.
Yes.
But if I did, I probably would skip a few, but it's probably those like little small quick songs.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, probably like maybe, like I can't think of what Moments in the Woods is.
Then in moments in the wood, can I have a
Oh,
kiss?
see,
Oh, wait,
yeah.
wait, or is that
So
the one before
if
that?
it's
I think that might be, the one where she's like, "What did I do? I can't believe this."
oh
And
yeah,
she's
it was
like,
probably that
mm."
one too. Because I remember when it was like the baker's wife and like the
Uh-huh.
prince, and I'm
Yes.
like, "Ah, okay, I could,
You're like,
that
"Alright,
one's
let's
all
skip
right."
through this, yeah.
Oh, you know what? Immediately, "Hello, Little Girl," skipping it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot, you're right. Oh, never mind. I take it
I
back.
was like,
Yeah, I don't
"Wait."
really like it. Ooh.
Yeah, no. I'm so glad I remember that. When I was watching the movie today, I was like, "No."
Yeah. Oh, who
It's that
played
one.
Johnny Depp did that? Or
Mhm. Yeah,
hello,
yeah,
little girl. And I was just like,
yeah. That was a
like,
no. So, yeah, we got one. That's a clear.
all
That's a
right.
for
Okay.
sure.
Well, there you go. Shoot.
So it's close, it's close.
Yeah.
But I would love to know, what are your favorite songs?
I I really love the one where I forgot what it's called. The one where she's like, "Don't you know what's out there in the
The what?
wood?" The world. I
Yes.
think she said world instead of wood. Or I forgot.
Oh
But,
my
the one
gosh.
that she sings to Rapunzel, and she's basically like, "Stay with me, stay with me, stay with
Yeah. Is it
me."
Witch's Lament? No, that can't be
Or
Witch's
is it? Shoot. Is Witch's Lament
Um,
when she's like, "Why did you not obey? Children must
yeah,
listen."
I think that's that one.
And then
I'm
it leads
skipping. I'm in act
into
2 already. I think is it Stay With Me?
yeah, it is "Stay with me."
Stay
Okay,
With Me.
cool. "Stay with
There we
me."
go.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah, that song, ugh, I sing it, like, all the time. I
Mhm.
wanted to do it for Miscast Cabaret. I think I did do it for Miscast, when we
Nice.
did it for, the year before Pippin, I wanna say.
Got you.
It was, like, just kind of just the cast, not really a public formal thing,
I
as I
remember, yeah.
remember. Yeah, for
Mhm,
Hairspray. Yeah, it was for wait, was it for
mhm.
Hairspray? Yeah,
Yeah, it was
kind
that
of.
same year, I think, I didn't go, I think I had something, but I remember yeah, I think it was that same year as Hairspray. I think it was
Yeah.
before or after? Question mark.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It was yeah, I think the cabaret happened spring quarter after the performance, but
Okay.
I think. Oh, wow, I don't
Right.
remember either.
Look.
But that's my favorite song. I love it. I also really love, yeah, Children Will Listen. I think
So good.
every time I've watched it, either the bootleg in person or listened to it, it's just really I don't know, just such a strong message and
Mhm.
just very beautifully sung, and the notes are just so nice. I'm like, "Wow." So, I love
Yeah,
ballads, so,
and it's
um
a really good ending.
mhm. What
It's
about
solid,
yourself?
and I haven't heard, anyone sing it badly. I don't think you can. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, go for it, you know?
Right, right, let me just go for it.
Uh-huh,
No.
Go on.
Um,
Alright, right.
uh, my favorites, I would say, like I said, I really like Agony.
Yes.
I don't know if I would say Giants in the Sky is my favorite, but that's one that always pops up. It just kinda sneaks in, like, you hear Echo in the background,
Mm,
"There are giants in the
yeah.
sky." It just kinda sneaks up on you.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Um, I but back to Agony real quick, Agony is just a really fun song,
Yeah.
um, and it's fun vocally and it's fun to watch.
Mhm.
Do, 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 do.
I will say for really quickly, Giants in the
Yeah.
Sky, I don't really like the version where in the movie where it's the child. A lot of stage does
Mm.
it where it's an older like it's still a young adult, but more like with childish energy. Even
Yeah.
like the original cast, like it's some tall dude, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
you know, but I really like the revivals version of it. Um, so I forgot the actor's
Mhm.
name, Cole, I think, or
Cole, let me see.
anyways,
I see
sorry
Cole
to
Thompson. Is he the
yes,
one I'm
yes.
seeing?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I was like, I have the
Yeah.
list.
He was, fantastic. So, alright, sorry, continue.
Oh. No, you're good. That's good to know. I'm wondering now if you're like, no kids. Um,
I hate children.
all children.
No, no, I'm just kidding. Just, I mean, I still liked it. I just liked
Mhm.
the performance that Cole gave, or the at least vocally, because I
They
didn't
could,
see it.
yeah, I could see that. They could put more passion into it.
Yeah,
Not saying a
it's
kid can't, but
uh-huh.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, also yeah. I mean, the kid's great.
I'm just kidding, Chris.
Nothing about children, I re I don't wanna seem like I'm a child hater or, like, or anything like
So
that, but
Little Red Riding Hood was great. So
okay,
that's
well, I oh, no! I hate her character, to be honest, but I appreciated it more when I saw the original cast. I felt a
gotcha.
little less annoyed because in the movie, I'm
Okay.
like, "This stupid, like, what are you doing, dude?" Just like,
She was doing a
another
lot, to
yeah,
be
just
fair.
like, "Give me all your bread," and then Emily Blunt was like or yeah, and then what is it? James Corden was like Corden, whatever, was
Corden,
like
yeah.
yeah, he was like, why are you giving her that basket? Like, we'll get blah, 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 blah." He didn't say that directly, but that was just like the
Yeah.
vibe. But
Okay, British accent.
there you go.
Right, he's an actor.
Yeah. But yeah. Sorry, continue.
Uh, um, and yeah, I would also say children will listen. Like I said,
Mhm.
I to be honest, not that I can remember every one, but I don't think there was ever a period of time where The Witch was on and I wasn't like, captivated. Like,
Mhm.
um, I really do love it's the way that all of her songs are written.
Mhm.
That's like really like, okay, I'm in, I'm listening, what's going on?
Yeah.
Very passionate. Um, so like I like that you mentioned Stay With Me. I wouldn't have remembered the name, but like it's so true. Like when she is begging Rapunzel, and
Mhm.
then going into Witch's Lament when she's also kind of like, oh my gosh, girl, like what you do?
Mhm.
But yeah, I would say but out of all the witch ones, children will listen for sure. And
Mhm.
my go-to person, not that I've experienced many adaptations, I've literally only seen the movie in the 2023 version at this point.
Uh-huh.
Um I really, really, really loved Patina. Like she just like I
Yeah.
remember we were all like, and then it was time for bows.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. I
was a
mean,
good
even
experience.
I remember I saw the clip of her. I don't know if you remember when they were like doing workshop and they had a
Oh,
clip of Bettina performing Stay With Me. And like I
mm,
locked in on that. I was like,
heck
and I
yeah.
was like, wow, best, like not even the actual performance, just a workshop. And I was like, already I'm captivated. Like,
Mhm.
I'm sure she did magic on that stage for sure.
No,
So,
for sure. She did, yeah. Um, Throwing in randomly, I don't know why this thought came in. I will say, while I wasn't a fan of the set design,
mhm.
how they did the cow was very interesting and cool.
Oh
Like
yeah?
they had the people like pretending to be front side of the like to like manage the cow.
Yeah,
I
to
don't
puppet it
know.
and everything. Uh-huh.
Yeah. It was like uh sticks to help move the
Oh.
cow, and a
Uh-huh.
person was like being the cow.
Uh-huh.
So that was really cool.
Wait,
I like that.
do you have the program right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
On the what does the front of it look like again? Because it
It's the trees. It's the woods
okay, because I
with Red
remember
Riding Hood.
there was a misprint where she, there I don't know if you remember, but there was, like, a weird thing where, Little Red entered, like, in another area, and then the trees were, like, weird, and let me see if I can
Oh,
find it.
no, I didn't hear
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, yeah, it was so I was just wondering if, you could see, like, that on there, but no.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
gotta see that. I don't think so, probably not, because at that point, like, all the main cast
has
from
already did
2023
their
had, like, gone,
yeah,
so they
yeah.
probably had fixed it.
Mhm.
But no, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I
no, no,
mean,
you're all good.
this makes sense, though, like, so this is literally what the main stage looked like. Just trees.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. Um,
Um,
mhm.
so I would have loved to see more, like, more play. More play with
Mm,
the set.
gotcha.
Of course, it's into the woods, but, like, when we get to, like,
Mhm.
the Rapunzel and, like, the agony part, things like that, more pizzazz. I did like
Mhm.
the moving of them, though. Like, the direction was really lovely, um,
Mm.
and the way the trees did move at certain points to make it, like, people running up like, they had the stage was, like, up one way and down another. There was, like, layers to it, so I like that as well.
Really cool. Sorry, I was briefly looking up to make sure I wasn't making it up, but yeah, on the playbill, she was entering the woods from where Into the Woods ended. So it was like woods, and then she entered there, and then they changed that, I believe, to like where she is
Oh.
now. But yeah, no, because I also saw some photos of the set and everything, and I definitely see the minimalist
Mhm.
um aspect. Do you think it would have elevated the story if the set was more, I guess, like, more detailed or different in any way?
That's look at theater questions. I love this.
There you go. Uh-huh.
I miss doing layers. I
Yeah.
definitely think it would have. I think but it's important how you use it, because I've seen stages where they're like bam, pizzazz, zam, and it's actually taking away. I
Mm,
just think they just needed a little bit more intention.
mhm.
Um it was a little too minimalist.
Got it.
Um if that makes sense. So
Mhm.
yes, have the woods and stuff, but when it comes to like, you don't want to put a little fake shack house moment. It shifts off the
Yeah.
stage.
Mhm.
It was a lot of pretend that this is here,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, y'all got the coins.
You're like, "Come on."
It just for I'm a huge visual person, so
Mhm.
I love when you can yes perform, but
Yeah.
I think it's important to also be like, okay, when I take a snapshot,
Mhm.
what am I seeing? Am I seeing a lot? Am I seeing little? And if I take a snapshot throughout the entire show, is it looking the same all the time?
Uh-huh.
And I think
I
that was
get
the
you.
thing. I think I was looking for changes, because like Into
Yeah.
the Woods is like there's such a journey. So I
Mhm.
wanted to see that journey more on the set
Got
design.
it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that question. You ate that.
Yeah, you ate that answer, man. That was great. Yeah.
Listen, I try not if I'm going to judge, I hope I can have
No,
a response.
no, you're totally right, 'cause that's a really creative way of looking at it, is that, like, yeah, you're right, it's a journey, some kind of, like, transformation with everything is a good
Yeah.
symbol of, like, the transformation of the characters, so,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, transformation. Yeah, that's what I
Mhm.
want. That's the word. I wanted more
Yeah.
transformation.
Mhm.
Because for example, Side note, I saw Camelot that same year,
Uh-huh.
I think, question mark? I think it was the same year. Um,
Yeah.
Now I didn't get to see Philippa Sue in Into the Woods, but I saw Philippa Sue in Camelot. She's
Oh.
gorgeous individual. Wow.
Aw.
Um,
Mhm.
and so that was a huge journey. And
Mhm.
I love being like, "Whoa, like, what's going on? Like, where are they going
Yeah.
next?" And you
Mhm.
seeing and understanding, you're like, "Okay, we're in a different place."
Mhm.
Not just, like, physically fake physically,
Yeah.
of course, because 'cause we're still in our seats, but, like, we're in a
Mhm.
different place. The characters are in a different place, like, the vibe is
Uh-huh.
different. Like, that's what
Mhm.
I love about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know,
Camelot
I'm
was
so
a fun time. Underrated, by the way.
yeah? I
Mhm.
haven't listened to it, or I actually don't know too much about it, so maybe I'll have to go and listen to it
You should
then.
listen to it. It was so funny because TikTok always grabs a song here or 2 from musicals.
Mhm.
And for me, it was It's May, the lusty month of May. Da, 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 da." Yeah.
There you go.
And so that was Philippa Sue doing it. And so that year I watched more musicals than I had. And I remember it was at the Lincoln Center, and Mezzanine in the
Ooh.
Lincoln Center's fire
Yeah?
because you're up close. Like, that's why I was like, she's such
Ooh.
like I was like, I could see her in person, like, her hair was all nice. I was like, "Oh my
Oh, yeah.
gosh." Like,
You're like, "Whoa."
um, right, no, seriously. But also it was Jordan, I can't remember his last name, but he also played in Camelot as well, at that time, and no, I just remember loving it. Like the ambiance was there when you're first. I love a good setup. When you're
Mhm.
coming in and you're sitting down waiting for the show to
Yeah.
start, what
Uh-huh.
are you telling us about what we're about to walk into? And the
Mhm.
minute you were in, it was like they had the fog and like the lighting was very specific and it's like, okay, get
Yeah.
ready because once the show starts, like we're going in. It was fun.
Mhm.
It
That's
was a good time.
awesome. Yeah.
I highly suggest it. If you can find a slime tutorial, highly suggest it.
Sli Also really quickly, sorry, just one more thought because as you were explaining a little bit about the set of Into the Woods, one last set thing, and
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe or not maybe. I think it another interesting perspective is maybe, like, the set's so minimalist, and maybe it's a message about the woods being very confusing, maybe you don't know where you are and being lost, you know? So even
Mm.
though these scenes aren't happening in distinctive places, it's meant to make you be like, "Am I really gone, or am I still here?" If that makes
Mm.
sense. I
Okay,
don't
I
know.
see that. I could see that.
Anyways, but that's just overanalyzing. I'm sure it's just like they were like, we don't have an we're really gonna build trees just like this," and they're like, "All right,
Yeah,
cool."
it said "Into the
Yeah,
Woods"? Okay, bet.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But
No, I could see that as well. It's like maybe to take it even a step deeper, maybe they were always in the woods. Maybe,
there
you
you
know?
go. There you go.
Maybe they were there before they even thought they were, and that's
Dude.
why they got caught up, and it continues
It's just
forward.
so good. Have you seen or have you heard anything about, like, the original cast or, listened to it or seen clips or anything?
No. So I was actually gonna ask you a little bit more of, like, what stood out to you about the original that you would think like, okay, like if I were someone who maybe hadn't even heard of Into the Woods, you're like, this is why. Like, what's your
Yeah,
go to for it?
it was I think the original is definitely really different from the movie. I didn't see the performance of
Mm,
the newer cast, but
yeah.
what my biggest thing was, well, of course, Bernadette Peters was amazing, but she also played the witch in a very kind of comedic way. Like,
Mm,
she made the role really funny. I feel like maybe in the movie version, she's a little bit more serious. Of course, she has, like, her, like, quips here and there.
yeah.
Um, but, like, I just found myself laughing a lot more, which made these really intense moments a lot more, distinct and very much like, "Oh, shoot," like, she has these real she's not just like some crazy old witch in the woods, like, she has this deep love for Rapunzel or this need to, like, provide and,
Hmm.
whatever it is, so I thought that was very interesting. I really liked her character, and then same with I actually really liked the oh my gosh, what's her name? The baker's wife. I really like the baker's wife,
Oh, okay.
which
Let's see
again,
who
like,
this.
Emily Blunt, like, as you said, like, when they do Moments in the Woods or whatever, I was just like, "Yeah, it's okay." But when she performed it, the baker's wife, I was like I was fully engaged. I was like, "Wow, she also she did really well." I would say those 2 were very outstanding. Um, I mean, the whole cast was incredible. But yeah, I just remember those things distinctly, and, but other than that, pretty traditional stuff, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Is it so? Did Patty LaPone? wa- Was
L
she the baker's wife?
No, no, I
No.
forgot the actress. Let me I can look it up really quick. Wait.
Yeah. So
Uh,
I don't even know why that popped up. She popped up for me. Oh, that's
um,
1976 original cast. Let's look.
so let's see. Joanna Gleason is the baker's wife.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
And so this was so there's 1976. What year? Oh, she 1987.
Yeah,
So when did
1987. Oh,
1976?
she was
Oh
1976
no,
that was
sorry,
the
my
cast?
bad. Oh my
Oh.
gosh, this is
Oh my
actually
gosh.
pulling up the actual movie, The Baker's Wife. That's not what I wanted. Okay, bet.
Oh, okay.
What was
I was
like?
like,
There was
"Wait, did I
a hold
actually?"
up. I started getting so
Let me
confused.
see.
Oh, she
Mm,
won for her Tony. She won a Tony Award for her performance.
oh my gosh, yes, that's I was gonna say, I was like, I'm pretty sure she won a Tony because I remember,
Yeah.
again, watching that performance, and I was really stunned, and I was like, "That makes sense." I'm like,
Wait, now I'm like, hmm.
she ate, like, it was really good. And it made the moment when she, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, by the way,
Yes.
spoiler alert, but when she dies, I remember just feeling like that kind of just, like, loss and the sadness.
Mm,
And yeah, it was very interesting, because in the movie I remember in the movie, I actually didn't get it the first time
mm.
when because she just, like, it shows her tripping, and she tries to grab a branch, and then it shows her hand, like, slipping, and then it goes to the next scene and something.
Yeah.
Whereas, in this stage version, it, like, made it a little bit more clear, so, and yeah, it was a really great moment, so.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's good to know. So now I think I tried to find it earlier because that's the one because I've watched the movie already. So I was like, let me see if I can find it. I
Mhm.
couldn't find it, but now I'm a dig deeper. I'm gonna see what I can find.
Yeah.
um,
Uh-huh.
but that's good to
It
know.
yeah, it's I think PBS actually, like, you know how
Oh,
sometimes
that's the
PBS, like,
official?
records stuff? Yeah, like, I think there's an official recording.
Nice. Okay, I'm
So,
gonna look for it. They
yeah.
need to do that more often.
Absolutely. I wonder why. I'm sure there's an archive somewhere where it has, like, all the performances and stuff,
Yeah, they
but
just don't be sharing them. It's
exactly,
so
I'm like,
rude.
or at least, like,
Cause
releasing to theaters like you did for Falsettos,
yeah, they're
or
doing that more
Waitress.
often now with like current
Mhm.
ones. Because I think Hamilton kind of helped reset the way again, because people's kind of
Mhm.
stopped doing it for a bit. Because I
Yeah.
know we have like Shrek the musical,
Oh,
Phantom,
yes.
and stuff, but Hamilton, um, Waitress is now recorded, and I think it's officially somewhere.
Yeah, I
I'm
saw
not
it in
gonna talk about that
theaters,
one
and
because
it
that's
was
not
great.
original cast, so I felt a certain way about it. And then,
Oh.
um, and then what's that? 6. I don't
Oh,
know when
no
that's
way.
coming out, but I've been hearing about it.
No way, okay.
They recorded the original US cast,
Oh, got it.
so that's gonna be coming out sometime soon. But
Mhm.
yeah, I feel like that's the way to go. Not everyone has theater access, so
Yeah,
they
exactly.
should be make some more money, put it in the theaters. People will go to see it,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
that's what they're worried about, the
Mhm,
funds.
mhm.
But I know there's a lot of logistics with that as well, because they gotta pay their peeps more,
Oh,
in
shoot.
order to, make it into a film. Like, that's a whole new
Okay.
contract.
Yeah, that's true. I guess there are a lot more layers, and then, like, what theaters are gonna air it, and then what's the
Mm.
pricing, and then,
The production of it all,
so,
where it's
oops.
gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Well, until then, bootlegs.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
rip.
They're
Which
there.
which how
That's
do
how
you
I've experienced a lot of shows I haven't been able to see, so
how do you feel about that? Because like, uh, a lot of Broadway performers are like, "Don't record," and so
you'll never catch me recording, I'll tell you that. I'm not
yeah.
recording. My phone is in my pocket on actually, like, it's not even on do not disturb, it is off.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
will say, um, for people who take that risk, go ahead and take that risk, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Because for me, it's like, it's not accessible. If
Mhm.
it's not accessible, you can't complain to me about other people making it accessible.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Period, point blank.
Uh-huh.
It's not just accessible in the fact that it's in one city. Like, that's out of their control. Like, I get
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
But sometimes it's incredibly not inaccessible because of the price.
Yeah.
Like, I live in New York City, and I'm glad I was able to see a lot of shows. I haven't been able to see a lot of shows recently, but I've been able to
Mhm.
see a lot of shows in general.
Yeah.
But I'm out here. I'm finding a rush ticket, heading to the theater early to see if
Mhm.
I can get one for cheap. I'm doing lottery systems.
Yep.
Before I left teaching, I was in the TDF program.
Oh,
So
wow.
I paid $50 a year and then I got cheaper tickets for that as
Uh-huh.
well. Um, but yeah, like even for right now, how hard it is. The only thing I've been able to get for lottery, um, Death Becomes Her.
How was it?
Um, I liked it. I
Hmm,
wasn't in love with it, but I
okay.
liked it. Yeah.
Alright, alright.
Um, and then like recently, like I would have loved to see Othello.
Mm.
Othello,
Mhm.
Othello, you know how expensive Othello tickets are just because Denzel and Jake Gyllenhaal are in it?
Oh, no. Like 200
They
or
hiked those
something?
prices up.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
so somebody's out there recording it, thank you, because I
Yeah.
can't afford an $800 ticket.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
what? That is more than half of my rent
Yeah,
or
yeah.
half of my rent. Yeah. Like,
Uh-huh.
what?
No, I
Um,
totally agree. I'm the same way. I mean, I won't record,
mhm,
but people who are able to get the whole thing, I'm like, I'll
right.
indulge. I'll go on
Mhm.
YouTube and watch it, sure. Uh,
Right.
I think yeah, I think, despite the crazy logistics of how what it might be to, like, go into theaters or something, I think that, again, the whole, like, theater itself is sometimes at points inequitable,
Mhm.
unless you have the money to go see something like that, it's
Mhm.
really hard to get that access. Um, and there's no way to kind of see it otherwise except for these
Yeah.
bootlegs, or if they like sell a professional recording, which I think is still a good option. Like if you
Yeah.
rent it out for like $3, a lot of movies are like 2.99 on like Amazon or something.
Mhm.
I would if I'm really I'd be down to be like, okay, let me go rent it or buy it if I
Yeah.
want to or whatever, and at least
Mhm.
it's at a lower price than the like hundreds of dollars going to the theaters.
No, seriously. Like if there was people would buy it. People would put their
Mhm.
money into it if they could.
Yeah.
Not like all of that money, but they would go see it in person. Not in person.
Mhm.
Well, if they could buy it in person, they would too, but some people live in New York and can't afford those tickets. I never do tickets full price. So that's why I'm like if I see the show, I
Yeah.
see the show and that's it. Um but like yeah, just make it accessible and I think it'll work. But yeah, for me it's like if you can't make it accessible and you don't have any plans to,
Mhm.
don't. But that's why I think there's some actors who are like, "Hey, I see you took a picture of me during the show. I'm not
Yeah.
mad at you. Just make sure you hide that thing because, you know,
Mhm.
they're gonna get you."
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I love
Kylie
that
Cuomo's
they're
gonna
chill
come
about it.
through.
Yeah,
She's gonna
some are
be like,
chill, some are really
"What is that?"
like
Mhm.
some yeah. Have you seen that one where oh my gosh, what is her name? She played Hermes in Hades Town. Lena? No.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I'm like, basically she
Nope.
stopped the show and yelled at someone in the audience for having their phone.
Shoot.
And it
I
was
mean
never that serious. Stopping the
uh-huh.
show was kind of wild, I will
Yeah.
say. So she
I
did
was
get some what is not
like,
I was about
pushback?
to say flashback. She did whatever
Flashback?
that word
She
is.
got, like, so a little pushback from it?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, from that, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I think
Um,
it's very circumstantial, like you were saying. Like, be smart about it. Don't try to, because multiple of actors have said that they can clearly see when someone is, doing something like that,
yeah.
especially with the LEDs or the reflectivity in like the camera itself. I'm sure they're able
Mhm.
to see everything.
Mhm.
Um, as long as you're just being courteous, I guess, and not being rude, right?
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have it in me. My anxiety couldn't.
Mhm.
Because depending on what theater you're at, some ushers see phone with the flashlight, they're like,
Yeah.
put the phone away. Like they're
Right.
serious.
Yeah.
And I personally, if I'm sitting next to you, your phone better be away. Like,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
because like, oh my gosh, you have your phone out, but like I could see the light and everything. You're messing up my experience.
Mhm. Exactly,
So that's the
exactly.
biggest thing. Um, so that yeah, like you said, circumstantial, there's layers to it.
Mhm.
But I've been able to see some of my favorite shows
Mhm.
because of a slime tutorial. So,
Exactly.
like I love Once on This Island. I've never seen it in person.
Oh,
I wasn't in New York when it was around.
yeah.
Love it down.
Aw.
Um and it's because I was able to see it on the YouTubes. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
there you
it's
go.
okay.
Yeah,
One day they'll decide to make some changes. We shall see.
I'm
But
hoping.
when that day will happen, definitely not right now with the way
Yeah,
things are going.
yeah.
But
Who knows if we'll have anything anymore?
right.
During these
What is
times,
what is
literally,
theater?
literally, the arts. Nope.
Right. Mm-mm-mm. This is what we get for going in for our passions, Chris.
Exactly. I was like, great. What a great time to pursue this than right now when
Right.
everything is
um,
trash.
but before we wrap up, did you have
Yes.
any like last notes for Into the Woods? If someone's like, "Hey, I'm just listening to this episode vibing, like what else should I know before I, if I decide to really just take the leap and listen to it or watch it?"
I think I think it might take more than one time to watch it to kind of really get everything.
Mhm.
There's so much layered into it, and each character has so much to them. Uh, especially if you're gonna watch the movie, again, there's a lot of differences between the movie and the musical version. Like, the musical version, you have a narrator, it's not the baker at all. You have this, like, random, like, I don't know, sentient man that kind of, like,
Mhm.
is on the stage, and you're just
Mhm.
like, "Who's that person?" And has
Yeah.
some beef with the witch, I guess, and,
Mhm.
if you watch the show, you'll figure it out, but, it's just very interesting I definitely, again, watch it once for the music. If you don't know who Steven Sondheim is, some other things that he's done is like Company, and what is it? What else? Oh my gosh, why am I blanking out right now? This is
I'm like, oh,
awful.
listen, the minute you said that, my brain started going blank because he has so many.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what else? Mm.
Would I be
Ah!
tripping? Well, I can't think of the name right now. I'm so mad. Hold up. I'm gonna help you out because my brain is also going blank.
Okay,
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd. That's right. That's right.
Sweet, sweet.
Yeah, exactly.
Sunday
So
in the
his
Park with George. I always hear about that. I've never heard it or
yes,
seen it.
that also has Bernadette Peters.
Oh,
Uh,
bet.
yeah, she
Oh,
she
Merrily
played
We
Dot.
Roll Along.
Oh, yes, yes,
They
the one
recorded
that
that as
just
well.
recently. Ah, nice. I really wanted to
Yeah.
see that. With Jonathan Groff and, Daniel Radcliffe and who else? I forgot the
Ooh,
Oh, wow.
my
Wait.
girl. Yeah.
Oh.
Hold up. I'm not gonna do her dirty like that. Let me
I know,
get
I
her.
was like, "Man,
Hold up. Merrily We
how."
Roll Along. Cause yeah, and also fun fact. So they recorded I'm gonna fill in this time while I'm looking for it. Um,
Yeah.
it's Lindsay Mendez, by the way.
Oh, yes,
Um,
yes. Oh my gosh,
they
beautiful. I
recorded
love her
their
voice.
cast doing it, but then they also have an official movie adaptation coming out.
Wow. Amazing, dude. But so, yeah, so, if I think there's a lot of, again, I guess go into it, have fun, and then maybe if you really like it, I think it'd be worth to watch it through, like, another time, um, and just try to spot different things, different, themes and complexities that maybe you missed the first time. Because every time I watch it, I'm like, "Oh, yeah. Huh." So,
Yeah, that's
there
true.
you
I
go.
think it's one of those that are it's deeper when you're really like taking it in.
Mhm.
Um I think first time just enjoying it as an experience, I'm like, "Oh, wow, this is a musical. Nice."
Mhm.
And then you're like, "Wait, hold up." I think I
Yeah.
definitely experienced that live,
Mhm.
seeing it in its stage adaptation,
Yeah.
versus the movie. It still exists, but I feel like it felt more.
Mhm.
I don't know how to explain it. Very musical adapted, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
They do
It's
something different when they do that, which makes sense. They try to cater to non-musical lovers,
mhm.
so sometimes they make little switcheroos.
Yeah. I was gonna say musical theater tends to go with the times, and now we're, like, kinda, like, really pop heavy, which is why a lot of
Yeah.
Broadway is now, like, a bunch of riffs and
Mhm.
high tenor, at least for the guys,
Mhm.
very high tenor or, um so whereas Into the Woods was made during a time where it was very classical, I feel, or,
Classic.
yeah, just a very, like, "Oh," like, vibrato and
Mhm.
everything. I feel like now more people are straight toned. Um, but yeah, anyways, I don't know, that's a personal thing. I don't know if
Well,
that's
that's actually good
actually
to know.
historically
That could be a whole
accurate,
conversation
but
on its own because
yeah.
a lot of musicals these days, if you're doing, like, auditions, you're like,
Mhm.
a pop song or something by that's
Yeah.
usually where it's at. Been at least within the past few years,
Yeah.
so that makes sense.
Woo.
Um,
Yeah.
well, if you're listening and you haven't listened to Into the Woods or watched it, definitely go check it out. You can watch the movie. You can watch this stage adaptation where you find it, PBS. I'll make sure to go look for it, as well as there's also a 2023 one if it exists somewhere. And then yeah, let us know what you think. Make sure you go ahead and follow Chris at Topher Hutch on Instagram, and Chris has a website,
Mhm.
topherhutch.com.
Yeah.
Okay, like a true professional. So make sure you go check out Chris. And maybe hey, maybe you might start posting more theater insights
You know,
on the Grammy Gram,
there you yeah,
theater
yeah.
tips,
There you
etc.,
go.
etc. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. You never know. And then make sure you follow me at Kayvon on Instagram and at the Introvert Social Hour on TikTok and YouTube, to stay updated on when new podcast episodes are coming out. And then also just like, what's going on in the life and possibly what other content may be coming out in the future. Make sure you have some sunshine, get some air, have an amazing week, and go find another musical you enjoy. See you next week.